What's up again, everybody? It is February the 17th where I am. I don't know where you are, but that's where I am. It's February 17th, which means we are a couple of weeks away from the spoiler season for the Flesh and Blood Set 2 called Arcane Rising. And by the way, if you haven't seen the new Flesh and Blood website, it's pretty sweet looking. Check that out. That's pretty nice. And when you scroll down, you get, bam, first look, Arcane Rising. So I'm going to walk you through everything that I found really, really interesting about this new upcoming set. And I think it all starts right here. Let's go to the top of this page. Boom! This talks about like the entirety of the set and what you can expect going forward with set 2. They don't give away a ton of things, but the things they do give away are important. So looking through this, obviously we already know that we're getting 4 brand new heroes and classes. We know that we're getting some interesting new mechanics. One of those mechanics they did spoil, which is called Arcane Damage, and they talk about it right here. They talk about Arcane Damage, but they don't actually say what it means or what it signifies outside of it just being damage that you can pour on. Maybe it's something that you can't block with armor. That makes a ton of sense. Maybe it's something else, but I think Arcane Damage being sort of magical damage makes a ton of sense, where you can't use your armor to block it, or it avoids armor, something like that. That's my guess. Feel free to put your guess in the comment below, but here's some things that I found super interesting. First of all, the pricing is all pretty the same, it looks like. We already knew the March 27th release date, and we already knew that the pre-release was right before that. They give you the entire breakdown of the set, and it looks like it's exactly the same. I don't recall the exact numbers from the previous set, but this looks the same, right? The legendary number being that. Were there 5 legendaries before? What was the other? Yeah, there were 5, right? Got the Fabled back, so everyone can search for this set's version of the heart, that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, the 5th one was the dress, right? Everyone knows that. Okay, there's the confirmed picture of the packs with the 4 heroes that we talked about in the last video. Talks about the distribution of a pack, which looks like it's exactly the same as the previous set. So you can expect 1 token for generic commons, 7 class commons, a rare, and then a rare, super rare, or a majestic, and then 1 equipment and a premium foil, which could fall into any of these categories. Could be generic, could be class, could be rare, could be a super rare or majestic, and then it could be the foil equipment, which is a cold foil, which is pretty cool. Then we got some interesting things after that. Okay, the pre-release events. Let's talk about this. A sealed deck pre-release event will be running in stores on the 21st of March and the 22nd of March. That's before the set releases. That's the pre-release, obviously. You get 16 Young Hero Foil promo cards, which is awesome. And you get, this is the big thing for me, I love this, 2 Arcane Rising limited edition playmats. And this is the playmat, and that is the coolest looking playmat, okay? That is cooler than the other playmats, and if you don't think that, then you're wrong, because this is beautiful. Look at that stinking playmat. That looks awesome, right? I don't even mind that little chain that they put on the original playmat is not there anymore. That's okay, because this just looks so clean. I'm a fan of purples and blues and cool colors, and this hits me right where it should. And this is kind of important as well, because I will be taking advantage of this. You get a foil adult hero card if you buy a booster box. Okay, so if you buy the booster box, and most places, when they released the first set, most places were doing like a buy the box for $90 or buy the box for $80 if you found it, stuff like that. So you'd get all the boosters in that box. Now you're also getting a foil adult hero card, which people were looking for, and you were only earning in that first set via playing in tournaments. Now you're getting one with the box, which is I think is a really, really good idea, because one of the few little things that I have against this game is that they're really making it hard for what's the word? They're not making it hard. There are a lot of high-ticket items. I should say it that way. There's a lot of like very expensive cards that I would say are necessary. Now, this is not necessary. Okay, you could play a non-foil version, but when you're adding more bling to the game and customizability to the game, and it's all expensive, then if you're wanting to jump into this game and even just play something that makes you feel good, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money for it. Now you don't necessarily have to do that. I think that is a good move by giving you a foil adult hero that way. Now, which one you get, they didn't talk about it. Maybe it's all 4. Maybe you just get a random one. Maybe you just get one that's shipped to your store. I'm not sure. but I think that's a good idea. While we're on the subject, can we look at this stinking amazing art? Please, we're going to do it. If you don't want to, skip ahead, but we're going to look at the art. I think that all 4 of these heroes are super interesting. This is very Magic the Gathering-esque to me right here. This is kind of awesome, just straight up awesome. I like the look of the, not Ranger, I almost called it Ranger. Maybe it is Ranger. I forgot already. I like the look of the girl here. Mage is interesting. I'm not sure I'm as big, but just come on. That is so cool. They're really going for the cool colors, not as vibrant as you were seeing on the heroes in the first set. This is just straight. That's creepy, man. That's awesome and very creepy. That's a lot of gore. Look away if you're squeamish. And this, I could look at this for a long time. That is a playmat in and of itself. Get that. Put a playmat together. That's sweet. One of the things, as I've talked about before, that has drawn me in for this game was just looking at the art and looking at how just how poppin' it is, and it looks like they're keeping that standard high with set 2, which is pretty amazing. All right, the last thing we're going to talk about is perhaps the most important. They've spoiled 6 cards, okay, and I think we're going to talk about each one of them. I guess we don't have to talk about each one of them, but we should talk about them. Okay, Voltic Bolt is a wizard action. It pitches for 2, or sorry, it costs 2, it pitches for 1, excuse me. It defends for 3, and notice by playing this, it's just an action, so it will take up an action point, but this is not an attack, which is interesting. So this is basically just unblockable, right? You just play this and it deals 5 to target hero. It says target hero, so you could target yourself. I don't know if there's any synergy in that, but you could target yourself if you wanted to. It just deals 5 arcane damage. Again, arcane damage, not sure what that means. Maybe it's just a way for them to signify that this is an action that's dealing damage. I don't know. Either way, I think it's very, very intriguing that we have Voltic Bolt and all 3 of its forms. Okay, so the top one dealt 5. This one deals 4, pitches for 2, still costs 2, and this one deals 3. Pitches for obviously 3 and costs 2 still. They all defend for 3 as well. And then the other one, which is a generic one, which I think is super cool. If you remember Scar for a Scar, gosh, if you remember Scar for a Scar from the first set, now we have Life for a Life. This is a generic action attack. This is the red version, pitches for 1, cost 1, so it's cheap. Defends for 2, attacks for 4. If Life for a Life hits, you get to gain a life, which is kind of cool. So you take their life. If you can take their life, you can hit them and take their life. That's a better way to say it. When you play this, if you have less life, then it gains Go again. So it's a nice little riff on Scar for a Scar, if you remember that card from the first set. And then obviously the yellow one will hit for a little bit less. It does the exact same effect though, because you can't really change the variability of the gain 1. Doesn't make as much sense. Defense for 2. This one defended for 2 as well, and then obviously the blue one is going to pitch for more and hit for less, but you can do the same sort of effect with it. So that's what we know so far. We are what, like 2 weeks away from the spoiler season? Is it 2 weeks already? Yeah, we're only like 2 weeks away from the spoiler season, so expect some cards to start getting spoiled pretty soon. I'm excited. I want to see what they're doing with this set. The fact that they've released 6 cards is just whetting my appetite, and everyone's just like sitting here twiddling thumbs waiting to see more. I think they should start releasing this stuff so that we can start talking about it and getting hyped for it. I know there was someone that said that they wanted to hold back as much as possible so you can have that excitement of like opening the pack and seeing something that you've never seen before, never been spoiled before. But that being said, I think there's something to be said about people getting super hyped by seeing cards that are just really, really cool. So I hope they start releasing that stuff soon. Let me know what you think about these cards in a comment below. Do you like the look of Arcane Damage? Are you a fan of the art like I am? I mean, look at the art on Voltic Bolt. That looks amazing. Like, look at that. The dude's sweet looking. If you want to see more Flesh and Blood content or anything else that I create, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. I'm coming out with some more videos this week, so you don't want to miss those, so feel free to like it. It's just easier than trying to check back every day, see if there's something new that you're interested in. Easy, just subscribe, right? If you want to support the channel or talk with me or anybody else, we have Discord. The link is in the description down below. We also have a Patreon. If you're interested in supporting the channel via Patreon, feel free. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I support you. Thank you for supporting me. And as always, thanks for watching.